What is up, you guys? Matt from Our Process, and guys, in about 2 hours and 8 minutes, I hope you guys can see it, in about 2 hours and 8 minutes, I will be turning 17 years old. It is my birthday tomorrow, and right now it's August 28th. My birthday is on August 29th, and I'll be posting this tomorrow on my birthday, and I guess you guys can call this like my birthday post or whatever, but the reason there's a reason why I'm recording this video tonight and not on my birthday tomorrow, and like just something just happened to me that like I really thought that I need to talk about, you know, right after it happened, and just so I think it just applies so well into, you know, what I need to do differently and what I need to make it and how I need to make a change in my life, you know, in this next year, you know, being about to be 17 years old. Like, it was really interesting, guys. Like, you know, when I was first thinking about like my birthday post or whatever, like I thought I was gonna make this, you know, huge big deal video about how, you know, like all these different things that I did wrong while I was 16 and how I'm gonna fix it for when I'm 17, but like this thing just happened to me, and you know, I just really need to talk about this and how it applies to just my life moving forward, and just not even for this next year only, but just for my entire life, you know. And basically, I'll just start, you know, obviously, you know, the mood of this video might be a little weird just because I'm in a different state right now just because of, you know, what just happened, but I definitely want to explain it to you guys about why this is important and stuff. So basically, I don't know if you guys have been hearing about anything about my city of Jacksonville. Like right now, I live in Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know if you guys have been hearing anything about it, but recently there's just been a lot of, you know, bad things happening. Like, I know that, you know, just a couple days ago there was a shooting at the Landing. I think it was like, you know, I think it was like over like a Madden tournament or something. Like, a couple people died. Like, there was just, you know, a ton of people injured and stuff. It was like not good at all. And then, like, you know, about a week ago or so, like, there was a teenage kid that died in a car crash, which was like so tragic, and a lot of people were affected about that. And there was also like this Saturday that we just had, there was another kid that died in a car crash as well. But like the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because when I, you know, was a kid, and I'm gonna talk about this other story and I'll apply it to why this matters. Like, when I was a kid, when I was like 5 years old or so, I was on this little soccer team, and I remember it was like under this whole academy, and like basically how it works is like you go to the academy, like you go to this thing called First Coast Academy, and you go and like you sign up or whatever, and like you get randomly put on this like little team or whatever, and it's like co-ed. And so basically, you know, these teams are like groups of 5 or whatever, and it's like co-ed, so it's like guys and girls. There was like 4 guys in our team and like 2 girls. It was like really cute and stuff. I just remember like little moments in those times, and they were just like really fun, like just looking back on them. Like, I remember, you know, we would just go, like, we would go to this like little soccer park to just like play around and stuff like that. We never like actually practice or whatever. We would just go and like kick the ball around. And then after practice, we would go to this like little water park in the neighborhood. It was like so cute. We'd be like playing around in the water after like a long, you know, 15 minutes of playing soccer or something. So it was just like really awesome. And like, the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because, like I said, you know, I was in this little team of like 5 or 6 people, and one of the kids that was really actually like one of the kids I was like actually really close with on the team, and that his dad was actually my coach of that team, and you know, that kid that was on my team with me, he was actually the person that died this last Saturday, you know, in a car crash, and obviously, like, you know, when I found that out, I just so many memories of like me, you know, just playing with him and having a great time, and going to that little water park, like after, like, just so many of those memories started like just flooding into my head. And just like the fact that, you know, that person that I was hanging out with, that I was, you know, having such a great time with, like, isn't here anymore, just was so like, it was just hard, guys. Like, I saw it. I'm like I just saw it, and like someone told me about it, and I just couldn't even believe it. Like, I just had like an O in my mouth because I just couldn't believe that was even happening. And like that was literally like this Saturday, and basically, you know, and like the reason why I'm also telling you that, guys, about this is tonight was his memorial service. And I just had so many, you know, thoughts just rushing through my mind this entire memorial service, and And basically, guys, like, you know, the memorial service was like just absolutely beautiful. Like, you know, there was like a little picture of him, like, you know, right at the front of the altar. And you know, man, like it's like he didn't even. It's like, you know, although he's grown up now, he's so, you know, although like he grew up since we were 5 years old and stuff like that. Like I still feel like so much of a part of who he is was, you know, when we were 5 years old, just playing, you know, playing soccer and stuff like that. And like I didn't stay super connected to him like after we played soccer and stuff. But I was always following him on social media. I was always like keeping track of like his life through just watching it and stuff like that. It was really just really interesting, like, you know, seeing us both grow up, and like, but being at this memorial service just really, you know, gave me an insight into, you know, just like how precious life really is. And like I think the moment that made me want to make this video was right after the memorial service. The kid's dad that died, who was also my coach, he was like right in front of the little stage, like right in front of the altar or whatever. He was just like, you know, just saying, people were, and like there was basically just a line going like basically all the way to the door of just people, you know, offering condolences and just, you know, just bringing back some memories and stuff. And we were like in the middle of the line or whatever. So we go in the line and we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting, and we finally get to him. And he sees us, and it's like he hasn't seen us in like 10 years, and he's actually hasn't seen us in like 10 years. And I don't even think he recognized me at first, because I guess I've grown up since I was 5 years old, which I never really knew about. But, you know, you know, he saw us, he was just so amazed, and, you know, he just gives us all a hug, you know, and like, I called him my coach and stuff like that. It was such a beautiful moment. And obviously, like, we wanted to use this time to just like be able to reconnect with him and stuff. But obviously, you know, there was a line going out the door, so we didn't want to take too much of his time. But he was like, you know, give me your phone and I can like write down my number. And me and my dad had both left our phone in the car, so we didn't have our phone. And my mom like had it in her purse, but like she didn't even know where it was. So she was like, you know, shuffling through like all of her bags, and she finally pulled out her phone. And her phone was like turned off, so like, you know, we had to turn back to the phone, and like, you know, there was just a line going out the door and stuff like that. Like, and me and my mom and my dad, we were like, you know, don't even worry about it. Like, we can, you know, ask someone else for your number. And he was like, no, like, I want to, you know, take this moment and just like slow down and just like, you know, be here with you guys. And he was like, you guys are ready to leave? Like, I really want to give you my phone number, you know, like, and it just showed how much he just cared about wanting to connect with us. It didn't matter how long it took for my mom to take out her purse and find her phone and turn it back on and go to the contacts and add contacts. It's like he didn't even matter. He probably would have stayed there for another 30 minutes just waiting for us to, you know, pull out this thing, because you could just tell he wanted to just be there in that one moment. He even said to us, like, and this is almost the reason why I'm making this video, is because he said to us, he was like, one of the biggest things that I learned from my son, you know, passing away, was that I just need to slow down in my life. Like, there was literally a line going out the door, like waiting for just people like trying to, you know, just trying to shake his hand and tell him condolences and stuff, but he wanted to be there, you know, in that one moment to give us his phone number. And that meant more to him in that one moment than anything else. You know, and while my mom was like shuffling through that, he also said that, you know, apparently his son, you know, the night before, you know, he passed away, his son told one of his friends that he just needs to like slow down and just relax. Like, for some reason, you know, his son had just something inside of him that made him want to tell his friend, you know, hey my man, just slow down and relax. And the reason why I'm telling you this like right now, and the reason why I'm applying this to, you know, my next year and stuff, is because I feel like in my life I get so caught up in whatever I'm doing, so caught up in my business, so caught up in making content, so caught up in so many of the things that life has to worry about, whether it's school or just like business in general, or just like my life, or any expectations and stuff like that. I get so caught up in these things that I forget about each and every single moment that I'm living on this earth. I forget that each moment that I do get, every breath that I'm able to take, even like these little moments that God gives me, I forget how beautiful they truly are. Because I'm so caught up in, you know, this huge end goal game. I'm caught up in, like, you know, what's my life purpose, that I never truly look at what's in front of me and what's around me in these little moments that God puts in my life, that I don't even have an opportunity to look at because I'm so, you know, in my head all the time. And I think the biggest thing is, you know, for me is like I said, I feel like I'm so in my head constantly. I'm always thinking about, just something. I'm always thinking about, oh, what's my next piece of content I'm gonna make? Like, how can I get this new client? Or like, what do I need to do to grow my account or grow my business? So I'm always thinking about these things. While I'm thinking about these things, life is just passing me by. Like these little moments that God is putting in my life, like I'm not even acknowledging them because I'm thinking about, whatever the worry is for tomorrow, whatever I worried about yesterday. Like those things, don't even matter because you can't control what happened yesterday, and and tomorrow hasn't even happened yet. So why not live in the moment that God has given us? And I think this is the biggest thing, for this upcoming year. Like, I think it's so important to have an end purpose and an end goal, and just like, to understand, why you're living on this earth, and to work towards that every single day as fast as you can. But it is those moments, those little moments in life where you just need to stop and just take one deep breath and just realize where you're at that one moment in time. Realize that where you're at right now means more than anything else that has ever happened to you and that ever will happen. Because it's already happened and you don't even know if it will happen. And the fact that, my friend that I played soccer with that passed away this Saturday, he was 16 years old. He had these huge dreams of becoming a basketball player, these huge dream of wanting to just do whatever he wanted to do, but his life was cut short. And I think the biggest thing for me in that is not, oh, I need to hustle as fast as much as I can, as fast as I can now, because, I don't know if I have it tomorrow. It's not about that. It's about cherishing the moments that God has given you. Cherishing the moments that you have currently in your life, because that is the only moment that is truly promised to you. You don't know if you haven't, I don't know if I have it tomorrow. Like, I could record this video and not even post it because I might pass away while I'm asleep. I may just not wake up tomorrow. And just having that understanding makes me want to just take a deep breath and just relax and just understand that, like, life is just so much more than just hustle and hustle and hustle. Like, it's just meant for just so much more than that. Yeah, I mean, hustling every single day, that's great. Always being worried about your business and stuff like that's great. But what about right now? We're also caught up in what's gonna happen. We're also caught up in, in what's gonna happen to me tomorrow. What's gonna happen to me a year from now? What's my end goal? When the right now, the moment right now that we're living, is the only moment that truly matters. And the thing that really translates so well into my life, into this upcoming year, and I feel like so many of you guys can do the exact same, is that, because I'm worrying so much about where I want my life to be, I'm missing where my life is currently at. Like, in my own head, like, I'm thinking that the biggest moments are at the end of my life, and the biggest moments are, is gonna be the moment that I finally reach my end purpose and I reach my end goal, and where all my hustling comes into fruition, and it all comes into one moment. I'm saying that's gonna be the biggest moment of my life. When in reality, the biggest moment in your life are in these small treasures that life and God gives you. Like, those are the moments that will stick with you for the rest of your life. And like, although it's so important to, have a dream and be able to hustle towards it, we just can't forget, like, while we're hustling, we can't forget about the life that we're currently living in right now. We can never forget about this present moment that we get, and we cannot take it for granted. I mean, it's super cliche, but it's called the present for a reason. It's a gift. And it's not something that we should take for granted, because you never know when the present moment may be your last. We have to see the beauty in these moments. And the only way that we can fully do that is by being 100% present in that moment and not worrying about anything in our life other than whatever is happening right now. And, I'm simply just being 100% honest with you guys. Like, that is one of the biggest problems that I face, is, whenever I'm with my family, or whenever I'm not hustling and stuff like that, I'm always worried about hustling. Like, I always get mad at myself for while I'm doing something else. Like, I always get mad at myself for not hustling. I always get mad at myself for, oh, why am I wasting my time? I'm just constantly, like, telling myself that, that I'm not doing enough, that I'm not doing good enough, I'm not hustling enough, and because of that, and because, I'm always worried about that, I can never fully live in the moment except for when I'm hustling. And even then, I'm worried about, how my hustling is going to impact my future and stuff like that. Like, I'm never actually in the moment. But, like, when you're not doing those things, when I'm not, hustling, when I'm not pursuing my dream and stuff like that, like, I have to be present in whatever that one moment may be, or else the moments that I'm going to be able to grow from, the moments that God is trying to show me, like all those moments that you could potentially grow from, I am passing in my life because I'm worried about my overall growth. Like, I'm worried about, like, my hustle and stuff like that. I'm worried about, my overall, like, reaching my full and maximum potential in my life when those moments to be able to do that, those moments to be able to reach my dreams, those moments to be able to reach my potential is happening each and every single day. It doesn't have to be from my hustling. It could be from me looking at this one thing or me talking to this one person and being fully 100% present in that one moment. Like, what I just learned is just, like, slow down, because life is so beautiful that if you go too fast, you're gonna miss those beautiful moments in your own life. And those are the moments that you're gonna be able to grow from, the moments that you're gonna be able to remember the rest of your life, the moments that you're gonna be able to look back on and only think positive things from, because those are the things that life has to offer. And those are things that God puts in our life for a reason. Whatever moment it may be, guys, just be 100% present in that moment. Because if you're not, then you're not truly living your life. You're living at something that's not even here yet, or you're living for something that's already happened. Live for right now, because that's the only thing that is promised. That's the only thing that you currently have. Make the best out of this moment right now. Like, right when this video is done, just sit back and just look at your life as a whole. Look at how truly beautiful it is. And I hope that, this whole journey that I'm going on, in this entire next year that I have, being 17 years old, I will, slow down a little bit and just look at my life for what it is. I'm just so grateful to have each and every single one of you on this journey, and I'm happy to be able to take you along for just an absolute amazing ride that I know I'm going to be able to have, and I know that we're both going to be able to have in both of our lives. So guys, here is to another amazing year of just documentation, another year of just slowing down a little bit, taking a deep breath, and realizing how beautiful the current moment is right now. I love each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for absolutely everything you have done for me in my life in this past year, and I know we're going to have an absolutely amazing year moving forward as well. Thank you guys so much. I hope each and every single one of you has an absolutely amazing day. Keep loving the process, guys, and I will see you guys later. 16-year-old Matthew out, and 17-year-old Matthew right here, ready to serve each and every single one of you. Love you guys.